We haven't talked about Switch accessories in a minute, and today we're going to be talking about EasySMX. They have quite a unique look and something we haven't really seen on the market. I think it is EasySMX's first time doing Joycons. In any case, hi, I'm Clef and you're watching gametechtalk. Now this product has been sent for review, all opinions are my own and they get to see the video at the same time as everybody else. So let's go around the box. We have mecha tactile buttons, Hall effect sticks, 4 programmable buttons, vibrant RGB lighting, which is pretty much impossible to miss, EasySMX S15 wireless Joy-Con, Hall effect sensors, smooth metal sticks around the sticks, full-size mechanical buttons for the D-pad, vibrant RGB, finely tuned 6-axis gyroscope, built-in NFC chips, so Amiibo support, that's nice, 4 programmable buttons in the back, optimized ergonomic grip. We have a 650 milliamp hour battery on each controllers. That's a little more than what you find in most Joy-Cons, which usually is 600. Other than that, that is pretty much it. Now they only offer this one color, which may be a missed opportunity. I guess because they haven't done Joy-Cons before, I understand why they would want to go with only one SKU. EasySMX oftentimes have a lot of different colors, although it hasn't seemed to be the case as much lately. User manual, probably not going to need that because I'm too elite. Different height sticks. We have a taller option, so great if you play a lot of shooters. A USB-A to USB-C cable. And then of course we have the controllers themselves. They really have a glossy acrylic kind of finish on the surface. Same goes on the D-pad and same goes on the button. So it's very much a glossy front Joy-Con. So if you are in an area where there's a lot of spotlight, that might feel a little bit hard to deal with. Anyways, I just hope that it's a good quality clear plastic and that it's not gonna scratch easy or scuff or fade. This is the 2 different heights. And as we start going around them, you can see that you have a USB-C at the bottom. Usually this is used for 2 things, either to charge them separately without needing an actual switch or a dock, and also to update firmware. It's not clear here. Actually, you know what? Let me check in the manual. Yeah, they don't specify if the USB-C is going to be used for firmware upgrade. We haven't seen that in quite a while and more recent options on the market. So maybe it's just for charging. We are definitely going for an aggressive style. This is so far removed from something like the official Joy-Cons. This is bulkier, this is more grippy, you have a lot more curves on the back of it. Now the glossy part, well, acrylic / glossy part at the front and a little bit on the edges. This is a very steep curve, but on the back you have a eggshell kind of plastic here, a little bit of texture, and you do have a grip here as well at the bottom. Feels pretty nice for the most part. You have your L button, which definitely clicks better on the edges. It still clicks on the inner portion, but not as well, I would say. Clicks much better on the edges. You have your ZL and ZR, also clicky as would expect. Now they're also not too tall. That's quite a nice design with the little lip that goes up a little bit. I do like it. They do feel very nice. Now your sticks is kind of a mid-size. This is definitely not a full-size stick, probably enough to accept most large caps, but yeah, I would say a mid-size stick. Now I haven't seen that before. They have a little bit of a concave shape, not a lot, but just a little bit. And on each of the axes, you have a little bit of a lip, which is textured. You can feel it. I guess it helps the grip a little bit. It's interesting. It's a very grippy kind of rubber that they have on. I actually really like the stick. Buttons are mechanical. Face buttons. D-pad is as well. I feel like it's a shorter travel, mind you. You have your turbo button. So as is usually and always the case, each Joy-Con can separately operate their own. So for example, if I try to do turbo on my down D-pad with this Joy-Con, on these buttons I mean, it wouldn't work because it's on the other side. So essentially in a nutshell, this turbo will be good for the face buttons, the shoulder buttons, and probably the stick click. And you can map it to one of the 2. And same goes here. That one will be stuck to the D-pad, these shoulder buttons, the stick click, and so on and so forth. We do have the SLSR. They're actually not unpleasant to use, honestly, because it's bigger, so it's kind of easier to have a comfortable grip, and I can sort of slot my finger right here. Honestly, this is I mean, not that it matters. I have probably played once or twice, and the entire time that I've owned a Switch since day one. I will not be playing tabletop personally, but I find that it is comfortable when playing tabletop, more comfortable than a regular Joy-Con, but that's easy to beat if we're being honest. So Brendan here, EasySMX, nice rail. You do have the status lights. When you power it, you see the lights go on. The RGB kind of goes a little bit through here. I don't know if it's going to come across on the video, but you kind of see it through what seems to be a slightly frosted glossy white at the skirt of your sticks. And then of course this is a wave, so that keeps changing. This is actually a very pretty RGB implementation, and with the curves on the right angle, it gives a very cool effect. Pretty nice looking RGB. Let's not waste a second longer. They connect very well, not much action in terms of moving, so it holds very tightly to the switch itself. And this is what it looks like when it is all connected. First important test, does it wake up the switch? Yes, it does. So what you are about to hear is a test and a game that I will not show for reasons you probably already know about if it is HD Rumble. Nope. A rotary motor, I would say probably the smaller versions. Fairly noisy, but the shake is good. This is what it looks like from the back. I really like the aesthetic. I like what they're going for, but I do feel like the gray letters kind of breaks the look that they were going for. I feel like it would have been better if they kept the letter white. I don't know if the effect comes through on the camera, but yeah, in some angles, it's like the way that the light shines on the acrylic portion of the D-pad and kind of casts a shadow just creates that weird effect. And I don't know, not a fan of it. I don't usually comment on looks all that much, but I feel like that's a key element of this product because I don't know, maybe it's just me, I do find that those RGBs are chef's kiss. They're really, really good looking. All right, let's try that D-pad, see how it feels. I can tell you, very easy to hit diagonals, no problems there. It's a very good and very, why do I sometimes create, I don't even know how. It's a very good, very reliable D-pad for the most part. The problem I have is not only do I not like D-pads that are too steep because I find that they get uncomfortable, but this one, because of the material that they used, which I'm pretty sure is acrylic, even though they do soften the corner a little bit, it kind of like it sticks into your thumb. It's not really comfortable for long-term usage. At least I wouldn't expect for it to be. It's not uncomfortable for just if you're straight on your arrow and you're pushing down. So for platformers, it has an extremely low travel. So I don't know if that might create thumb fatigue over time. I feel like there are some questionable decisions here, if I'm being completely transparent. Pun intended. Let's go. We got a pawn. We got a pawn. Yeah. I would be a little worried to use this one with a glove because you feel like microfiber could scratch it over time. And because I think the look is one of the key things of this product, I don't know that I would want to risk scratching it. I'm a reviewer. I go a little too deep into these things. Maybe you're watching this and you're thinking, dude, it's just a Joy-Con. Carry on. And you're right. So I will. Let's have a look at Amiibo support, which should work. So according to this, I guess, oh, so it is in the sticks. Okay, perfect. So yes, as you can see, Amiibo does work on these Joy-Cons. Oh, that is interesting. Okay, so T and that can change the mode. So we actually have a lot of different modes for RGB. Okay. This is a breathing. And now we're back to the mode that we were on. T and these buttons, yeah, okay, so they make changes as well. See, I can change the color on the effect. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 different colors. So we can adjust the brightness by holding T, and if we hit to the left, it lowers, and to the right, it increases. And we can also address our vibration. So T with down lowers it, and that increases the vibration. Now to do turbo, we hold T and a button, and now I should have turbo on that button. And then last but not least, we want to hold T and one of the back buttons, and then it's for 3 seconds, it's gonna vibrate. And then we want to enter one key and hit it again. And now the key is recorded. So right now I mapped my button to be a second ago, right? But if I go and do the same process, so hold T, with the back button, but this time I'm gonna do BBAAB and hit the button. And now every time I hit it, it's going to do the macro that I just recorded. As long as you stick to the same side, you're never gonna have an issue in terms of mapping or macroing. On a completely funny note, you're able to have your controller hold upright and straight, which is great for calibrating. Probably because of that little foot that is right there, I'm really able to sit it rather than having it lean on a side. So yeah, gyro works just fine. All right, let's carry on. Yay. It's kind of funny that they have this what looks like a light logo in the back for these two buttons. You can really map them to buttons. They don't control your lights. These are not sticks that you're gonna have to apply a whole lot of pressure to move, which, considering that they give you a toggle option, it can actually be very decent for aiming. They're Hall effect, right? So no risks of drift, better precision overall, sometimes too precise. Few are the games on the Switch where that's gonna matter, but there are some very important exceptions like Splatoon. Of course, we have a fairly aggressive dead zone in Minecraft, so that makes it a little hard, but in terms of the feel of the stick, there's nothing that seems wrong. I find that I see the typical Hall effect that ramps quickly. That is still the case here. There's definitely dead zone at the cardinal. We have a little bit of axis snapping. I don't know if I can show you guys. Here, if you look here, I'm on the axis, yet I'm moving to the right. And now it gets unstuck. A little disappointed to see that, if being honest. Yeah, there's definitely a portion on the outer radius that is a dead zone as well. Not too much dead zone in the center. You do have a little bit. I feel like in terms of dead zones, they are calibrated as if it was ALPS, but it is indeed Hall effect. I feel about ready to make a conclusion with these ones. I love the way they look. And they do feel good. In terms of ergonomics, for the most part, they're nice. Maybe smaller hands might have a problem with those corners, but as an adult holding them, it does feel nice, and that corner does not bother my palm at all. For the most part, I really love the way that it looks. I love the way that it sits. It also makes your Switch sit very nicely when you just rest it like this. It's not gonna lean back or lean in the front. It's just gonna stay put. It's extremely obvious what they're going after, right? They're going after controllers like these ones and controllers like these ones. They have something that is very appealing, something that is very interesting. I love where EasySMX went with these controllers. However, I can't shake the fact that, in my opinion, one of the reasons why these controllers are so popular and are doing so well for themselves is because they have really that complete ultimate approach. And EasySMX is here on many aspects, but one of the important ones that they left out is HG Rumble. Not the best of decisions. The price is extremely appealing with this one. It is considerably cheaper in price versus the MobaPad solution, but I feel like EasySMX that always provide extremely good value, they could have probably knocked the price up a little bit and given us HG Rumble. I feel like that's a miss and probably my biggest con with this Joy-Con. But if you don't care for HG Rumble, it's actually a very fine product. And again, I feel like they have a very nice price point. Considering many of the options that I reviewed and the price that these ones had, EasySMX are really going for a home run here. And I think they will. I think it will do well for them. I do wish we had a version that was HG Rumble. In my mind, I'm here thinking, why just not go straight and make that market turn on its head and look at what you have to offer? And to me, that's a missed opportunity, because I know because of today's options that are on the market, there will be consumers that will just think HG Rumble is not there. I'm not going for it. Especially that late in the lifespan of the Nintendo Switch, it's hard to want to invest in a product knowing that you have to compromise the moment you spend that dollar. I guess EasySMX was comfortable with that decision. And there you have it. Thank you very much for watching. As always, please consider doing all the YouTube things. What do you guys think about the EasySMX S15? Do you think you're going to be picking a set for yourself? Considering that the Switch 2 should be announced fairly soon, maybe it's better to go for a price efficient solution like this one versus the MobaPad M6 HD. So yeah, let me know what you guys think. And as always, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace.